Welcome all as we congregate to the greatest toy line in community, ever growing, ever changing. As we collect and adapt these figures to our own imaginations and embrace the fun, there's much to learn, especially if you're new to Mythics. Hello and welcome to another episode of New to Mythics, episode 79 with the insurmountable, the inevitable Bryan Lynn.
I don't think you can call me inevitable. I think that's already trademarked to somebody else now.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah, he takes everything cool.
Yeah, he does. He
Damn
does.
it, Curtis. Can't have
I
nice things.
was going to say we should leave him unnamed, but
Oh, shit.
you summoned him. And here he is. Let's add him to the... No, I'm just kidding. How you doing, man? Thank you.
Pretty good. How you doing?
Good. I know this was kind of spur of the moment last, like, hey, you want to be on or let's do this. So thank you for, it's been a while. I think we talked in the summer. We did like when you
did a couple.
First had your, major big announcement that's here up behind us. And I want to talk about that, but I first wanted to get your thoughts and impressions on Legions Con 2025, which is in the books already. What's your process? I know you're always working, like every time I'm on Legions chat or whatever, you're working. What is your prep for Legions Con? Is it like all year or like what's your process?
It's kind of funny, like starting out, I'd it'd be an all year thing. Like I would focus on that one moment all year long. But it's kind of changing the more I do it. Like I'm learning what I need to have, what's popular, what's not, what I need to focus on, and stuff like that. So it's kind of like I'm able to now do it differently. So this year I kind of really started about the beginning of September.
Mm-hmm.
Like every other year, it's been all year long focusing. I got to get this done. I got to get this done, and I don't know why, but it went so much smoother. I didn't have as much to get done because I still had some. I had some inventory, so I didn't have to do as much. But like, I wasn't as stressed as I used to be.
Yeah,
So this year was a lot cooler.
You seemed relaxed. You were dropping stuff off at my table, like little, flyers, things, and joking around and stuff. So it was nice to see you kind of, and I don't see you normally stressed out, but you seemed like you were having fun and you were kind of
right
in a good headspace.
I wasn't stressed. I was nervous because this year is an important one for me to help me get to what's behind us right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that and going into it, I needed like half of my usual Legions Con to be able to do this kind of thing. So that was my goal, and luckily we hit that. So I mean, I don't know, I was a little nervous, but like I was having fun this time around because it was like I said, this year was different. I've learned a lot over the last couple of years, and I feel like throughout the years also, even Stacy included, we people know us differently now throughout the community and stuff like that. So it's like Stacy's grown a lot in the community. A lot more people like reach out and know her more.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, people know me for my torches and stuff, but like I feel like I've also grown differently. Like people are starting to catch on to what I do dial wise, which is funny because that's where I started. But like I feel like it's kind of funny each year seeing where you are or how the community sees you differently every year. And this year I was like way more relaxed because of that leading up to this.
It's kind of like you're amongst friends. It's a show and you want to sell stuff, but
right.
It's kind of like a homecoming where you're coming back to a safe place and and people are really excited and looking forward to seeing you and your usual table and stuff. What other shows have you like? So you did MuskyCon, right?
Yeah,
Were you at MuskyCon?
that'll always be a thing for me. Pete's a great dude,
Yeah,
and if you haven't had a chance to go to MesquiteCon, definitely go to MesquiteCon because he makes it an experience.
it's a blast.
Yeah, the Mythic meetup there, Pete puts on a show with the guys, and it's a fucking blast. He's a great dude, and I'll always support him.
And then, is there any other shows that you?
Well, this year I went to the Sacramento meetup in California, which was kind of crazy.
That's
'Cause
fun.
yeah, I haven't flown in 14, 15 years, and I've never done it by myself. So this was like stressful, and I was like anxiety ridden the whole way. And then like I got there and everything was just calm, and then met up with David and spent the weekend hanging out with David and Thomas Belay, and it was a great time. And
You can't go
that
wrong
was
with those guys.
right. It was nonstop laughs the whole way. It was seriously like we all split a hotel room, and it was like going to your friend's house as a teenager, watching
Mhm.
movies and just being stupid.
Yeah.
We set up all night like one night and just watching Star Wars stuff and just laughing and being dumb, and it was the
Mhm.
best fucking time ever.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of had that at ZoloCon this last year. It
Mm.
was me and Cullen and Jackie and Dylan and even Dr. Brent. We all kind of shared a room together and just hung out. And Jackie was next door, and we had beers and just acted goofy and just had a great time and just
That's great.
relaxed. Yeah, it's just good times for sure. So you didn't sell anything though at the meetup, right? Like
Oh
you
yeah,
just
I had
oh
to. Like that was I went to the meetup strictly to be able to get my deposit for Karvar Kon.
oh okay. So you had
I
a
still needed my
strategy
little
for
bit for that. So yeah, like that
okay.
it's all means to an end kind of thing.
And
Because
so have you started work for Karvar Kon, or are you giving yourself a little break for
I haven't really started doing anything for anything yet. I'm kind of like just I don't know. I'm like it's weird. After Legion's Con, you kind of get that mode where you're just like, it's like take a
Mhm,
moment, and then it's like the bad part is once you get in that moment, it's like okay, time to get your ass in gear.
mhm,
So like
for
I'm
sure.
starting to like do more like planning towards it, but like I haven't really done a lot with like some of the technical stuff for it yet.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna get started on that. I also got some big things I want to mess around and make
Yeah.
for it.
I mean, this is a lot more work than just a table though. Like Karvar Kon
Right,
is the whole damn, you know,
right,
the whole damn show. But I wanted to show a little bit of the things that you had worked on for Legion's Con. You had posted this and not having them, I mean, having them all on one screen kind of trivializes them, but each piece is an amazing piece of work in my opinion.
thanks, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I loved when I started off. I was doing diodes like we talked about before, and once the torches kind of came in, I kind of got away from it, and that's what people were knowing me for mostly. So it's like after I went to IshCon that year, and you know, Jeremy, we were talking. He's because I actually did a diode sale to be able to go to IshCon, so I could pay for the hotel and everything, so we can go down there and hang out. And Jeremy was talking about that sale, and he's like, "You did a lot of really good stuff. Where a lot of people forget what you do." And that kind of lit a fire under me, not in a
Hmm.
bad way, but it's like, I came home with the attitude, it's time to remind people who I am,
Right.
kind of thing. And, I don't see myself as a great dial guy by any means, but like, it's a lot of fun being able to build the world.
Yeah.
And
I think that your stuff is really unique, like, and I'm not saying anything negative towards any other dio makers because there's
yeah,
some amazing dio builders out there, but I think yours has like your own vision and your own uniqueness to it. Like if you put them all, all the different dials, I'd be like, that's a Bryan Lynn right there. And I'm not trying to kiss your ass. I'm just saying,
No, you definitely
it's
tell I have a style. Yeah.
you have a
Everybody has their
style.
styles. Yeah.
Maybe not, I don't know about your personal style, but your dial style is
Oh, I don't have any of that.
but
That's
so
non-existent.
I think that yeah, Mike's not either. But no, I think that your Dios definitely has a place, in the community. Like
Yeah.
it's definitely we need that variety for sure.
Right. A lot of people focus on doing like structures and things like that, and I'm kind of fascinated with like those fabled areas of like that nobody knows anything about, like the
Mhm.
ruins, and going like picturing going through this forest and just stumbling across this weird obelisk that you have no idea what it's about, but like there's legends involved with it, and
Right,
things like that. That I think that interests me more than a castle or
right.
stuff like that. Everybody's got their thing. They like Mr. C goes towards the castles and his big elaborate setups, and they are always amazing.
Always amazing.
Yeah, and I don't know. I've always been towards like the ruins, the broken stuff, like I said, weird things you would just stumble across on your adventures.
Yeah, yeah. I like that the mystery of your
Mhm.
dios. It's like something you would see, and maybe not a medieval movie. Maybe it would be like a fantasy. Maybe it would be a wasteland. Maybe it would be
Right.
a different world. You know.
Yeah. I
So
mean, it's open to like that's the thing is like I'll make them, but like it's always fun to see what people come up with when they do stuff with them.
mm,
Like they might. I always say it, Michael Xavier uses like some of my old like DTOF diodes in ways I didn't think of because he just uses them as background mountains and it always works.
mm.
And it's funny because like that's something I never pictured being used for.
So you always seem to also kind of push the envelope or do different things. I saw that you had these scrolls that you had. Were these for sale at Legion's Con?
Yeah, I had eight packs of them. They came with there was like maybe 9 or 10 pieces in each one. And yeah, they were gone real quick. I didn't like it's really weird. I've said this in a there's a I don't know if you're familiar with wrestling,
A little bit.
but I'm sure you know who Roddy Piper was.
Oh man, heck yeah, he was one of my favorites.
He did this interview or this promo back in the late 80s, early 90s maybe, where he said this thing, it's like right when people think they have all the answers, I change the questions.
Hmm.
And I feel I know I don't mean to make it sound like I'm fooling myself, but it's kind of funny when I do something different and the reaction I get is like completely blows me away. Like the
Mm.
scrolls, the quest board, and that fireplace were all those for me. And those weren't even planned things. They were just like, hey, I got time to kill. I was done a month ahead of Legion's Con this year somehow, and I had nothing to do, and I just sat here and I kept getting stir crazy. I picked up all my stuff and put it away like 3 times because I kept getting stuff out and making a mess. It's because I got stir crazy. So that's what it was. Was just
You just can't sit still, man. You got to work.
right. I want to keep making stuff for people to throw in their pictures and stuff.
So these different ideas, like the message board or the scrolls or the fireplace and stuff, like is that just random stuff that pops into your head? Is it stuff that you're developing, thinking about? Like, what is that? Where does that come from?
Sometimes there's like the message board and the scrolls, or like yeah, the scrolls and maps. They're things that I've wanted to do for a while, but like I didn't like there's things that I've like dials and stuff I wanted to do since like I remember sending Chris James pictures back in 2020, 2019. It's like this would be cool for like legions. Yeah, that would be awesome, but I didn't know how to do it. And like starting, I think his last MesquiteCon, there was a couple dios that I made that were from that. Like the portal, like the summoning table or whatever you want to
Mhm.
call it, the prison, the dungeon, stuff like that. That was all things that I came up with a while that I wanted to try to do a while ago that I didn't think I could do. And then like the message board was that way, and the scrolls I just wasn't sure how to go about it. I wanted to make them decent, and I wanted to make them look like they were cool and weathered, but I mean, in the end, it's just paper. But like, I wanted to do it the right way to make it look like it fit there instead of just.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of it's just, I have tons of ideas for things. It's just finding the right way to do them to pull them off the way I
Hmm.
want them to come out.
So
And
these are kind of like things that you would like to see yourself. It's like no one's making it. I might as well, you know?
yeah, I mean, and also sometimes I've seen people do message boards and quest boards. I think Pablo was doing some printed ones and stuff too this year. And I don't know, I've always wanted to do like sometimes when I see multiple people doing stuff, I want to do my take on it, throw my style on it, see how it comes out,
Hmm.
and mess around with the idea and just see what happens.
Has there been anything like conceptually or things that you've made that just don't turn out? Or
Oh yeah.
have you been like, everything has been easy for you, like dial wise or
Oh no, never. I've said this several times. A lot of times it's just throwing shit against the wall and see what sticks kind of thing. Like I've put out stuff, I've posted things that didn't get great reactions, and then I've posted things that I thought were horrible and they got great reactions. So it's just like it's kind of going back to the thing I said about Legion's Con, where it's like every year it's showing me what I need to focus on better. What's been popular, what's been selling, and the reactions like that leading up to it. It's the same way. It's just I've made a few things here and there that didn't really go over very well, or I was stuck with for a minute, but they eventually sold off or something. But it's just messing around and seeing what you find.
yeah. Does it bother you if like, if you think like this is a great idea, like how come people are not, snapping these up? Like, does it bother you? Like, do you feel like you're, maybe I don't have my finger on the pulse of, what people want or what's cool or
Not really. I mean, it doesn't really bother me too much because, like I said, eventually, just because it doesn't sell here, like for instance, the Cosmic Dio that was in that picture that you showed, I've
Mhm.
had that. I made that after I got back from IshCon 2 years ago, and I've had it for well, yeah, that down in the bottom right hand corner. That's actually one of those bikes that Joe
Yeah, I
Martinez
remember
had.
that. Yeah, I remember that.
It was a failed print. I was like, sure, give it to me. He didn't know what to do with it. I was like, I'll take it. It's a failed print. It was messed up. I sawed it in half and made it into something. I mean, but I've had it for 2 years and it didn't sell till this Legion's Con.
Oh, it did sell.
Yeah, it's
I've got I've got an original here. From I taped it off though because I wanted to paint it. I just never got around to it.
yeah,
That's a solid piece.
yeah. You could definitely do some trauma with that thing.
Right, yeah. It's like a
The home
solid
defense.
solid brick. But you never know with customers there or people that are,
Right.
if somebody, you know, might
That's like torch styles. There's been times where I've made torches. I'm like, these are gonna be awesome, but they don't go anywhere. I'm like, okay, cool. Like the ones I brought back this year, the ones with the little spikes on the top, those are an old style that I had in 23 that really didn't move very much.
Mhm.
And I think I still have one set of them before left over. And I wasn't a huge fan of them, but like they eventually went. So I redid them and they were sold out at Legion's Con this year.
So how do you figure out like your quantities? Like, is it kind of, oh, this is my third or whatever fourth show, so I kind of go off of that or
Um, it's weird, like the wall torches, and the funny thing is I think I have an idea of things. And then like I'll do the show and it's completely different to year as well. Like this year, I didn't stress making wall torches. I filled the ones that I had openings in. I built the numbers up on some of them that were low. And I was like, okay, cool. I don't really care about those ones as much. It's always the talls and the floor torches and things like that that go crazy. And the wall torches sold more this year than they have yet, and the other con. So it's like I think I'm doing good with what I need. It's always like hit or miss.
Mhm. Do you think that the wall torches maybe people are like doing their own like kind of making their own dios and like your torches add some more, gravitas or make them cooler or make them better. Um
I wouldn't say better. Like, I don't think anything I do will make anybody else something better. I mean, it's up to them. But like, for instance, Mr. C, like how we got to meet each other was he reached out to get torches and put it in his courtyard, the giant courtyard he made. That was
Mhm.
like one of the first mythic builds he posted, and that was our first time really getting to know each other. And now it's like he always orders stuff and he'll toss them into his stuff every now and then. It's cool to see him pop up in places that I never expected too,
Mhm.
like different diorama makers and stuff. Yeah, that's always cool. That's And the funny thing is which the Otho figure. They use the pictures on the box, and it's just shy of
Like, damn it.
a horseman box. But oh well, one of these days, hopefully.
Do you think they did it on purpose?
Nah,
Yeah, probably not.
nah. It's
So what? Go ahead.
good. I don't know. It's funny. It's kind of funny because we got you. Did you get one of the big bags at Legion's Con?
Yes.
I was showing my kids. I was like, look right here and right here. Those were torches, but the pictures cut out right there. And there's like three or four where there's
Damn
torches
it.
right next to the
They're
person.
like, oh, that's cool, Dad. That's cool.
You see that light right there? That's me. I did
Yeah.
that.
So what's the story with the arch? How did that come about, man? Because I think this dio is super cool. So
so,
what's the story on that?
so my first like horseman event was PowerCon 22, and that was when they had the big castle that they were using there for a while at the shows. You remember it? The one that had
Yeah,
the big door at
yeah.
the top, and they were using that at the shows. And I was like, I saw that, and I was like, I want to do this. I want them to use Mike Dio for something, and that became like a goal. But like, I guess things didn't go so well with the, you know, that avenue. So they ended up starting like using in-house stuff. So I was like, well, there goes that goal. It's
Hmm.
never going to happen, but it's cool. Maybe something will happen one day and I can help out, or I've even pitched the idea to Joe Vaspolo. I was like, hey, if you guys ever need lights for your Legions Con thing, let me know and I'll just send them to you. Kind of things like that, just so I can, something.
Right.
So unsuspecting, one day I woke up and Jeremy texted me and he's like, hey, would you be up to doing, because also it's kind of a funny, it's kind of cool. The reason why he did it also is because he knows that me and David are close friends. And David, of course, did the box art
Hmm.
for the box for those figures. So he's like, would you be willing to do a dio of the crossroads and the archway based off of David's art for Legion's Con, and we'll put the figures on it? I was like, holy shit. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Hell yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, like it's like I didn't answer him right away.
What?
Uh, well, it's because like at first I was like, I just woke up and saw this and I read it. Like I read it like 6 times. And then I texted to Stacy. I was like, kind of moment.
Mm,
So like I messaged like, hell yeah, let's do this and everything. And I wanted to make it exactly as close to it as it could, but my style.
mm,
So like if you look at some of the rocks on it and you look at David's picture, I tried to put certain like there's more rocks on my dio than are on David's thing.
hmm.
But like the one up like right in front of like the nymph, like that rock is where it's at in the picture and there's mushrooms right next to it. So I had to make clay mushrooms and I put those in front of it too, where that belongs. And right behind like the revenant's foot, there's a rock where right there on the picture as well. So I put it right where it was on that. And like I added some more mushrooms here and there. But like, yeah, I sat there and I drew out the archway 2 or 3 times because I wanted to, like all the rocks were, I wanted them like at least on the front to match exactly where David's were.
Hmm.
Because the archway was the main thing I really wanted to focus on. I wanted it to look like it's supposed to.
Right.
So yeah, it's that was a huge like and it's funny, it's like, yeah, now you're working with the horseman. It's like, no, I'm working with Jeremy. It's
Hmm.
different. I was
Right.
like, I know what it is, but I'm still counting it. It's their figures, it's
Oh
at a
yeah.
con.
I mean,
It's still that's as close as I'll ever get. So it's that goal's no longer I already hit it. So that's
yeah,
I'm fine, all's well in the world now for me.
I'm with you. I mean, I think that that's an honor, just
Oh
in
yeah.
my opinion, that that you're on their radar and they know your stuff, and they asked, in my opinion, they asked the best. They asked someone that's known for that. So I
I
think
appreciate that.
that's cool, man. I think
Yeah,
that's very cool.
it's funny. We walked in the first day. Well, like I put it on the table. I told Joe, I was like, "Hey, here's the dio that Jeremy wanted." He's like, he didn't even really know what I was talking about. So the next day when we first came in, they had it up on the shelf, and we walked past it, and I was teared up. It meant a lot to me.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, and
Absolutely.
Stacy's like, "Are you crying?" I was like, "Shut up.
Shh.
It's
No,
dusty in here."
that's right. Got a glare. The glare is in my eye. I got
Right.
um yeah, no, I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome. So did you draw like a concept and then send it to him, or did you just
I
make it and then like here it is? Like,
Yeah, I did draw. I drew up a little sketch. I was like, yeah, I told him, I was like, this is just the layout. Nothing's to scale. This is just me doodling. What do you think? And he's like, well, at that point I had a tree on it because I've never done a tree either, and this was gonna be my excuse to try. And he's like, well, just trees. Okay, cool. So that helped out a lot because that was gonna take up a lot more time.
mhm.
So I mean, it wasn't a big deal. I've been wanting to do trees for a while, just never take the time to do it. So yeah, after that, I sent it to him. He said, "Yeah, let's go with that." And I started doing things. I sent him a couple pictures while I was like carving the archway.
Mhm.
And it's like this whole time I was like, I don't know if I'm supposed to tell David about this or not. If this is supposed to be like, "Hey, look what we did," kind of thing. But like we're in a group chat and I shared what I was working on. I didn't tell him what it was for, kind of thing. But I was like, "Hey, yeah, I'm messing around for Legion's Con." Everybody's like, "That's cool. That looks awesome. Yeah." So yeah, overall, like I got it all together, and at first he was like, "The archway shouldn't it be bigger?" I'm like, "Oh damn." Well, then I started making one that just looked awkward.
Mhm.
So it's like also in the pictures that I sent him, it was like weird angles, so it didn't look right.
Mhm.
But like in person, it just fit. It looked good in person.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I was really proud of that moment.
And I love that, the crossroads, like the paths, like you can clearly see the paths and the crossroad right there in the middle.
Hmm.
That's freaking cool, man. So where did that dio go? Where did it end up?
It's at Jeremy's house in his collection.
Nice,
It has
dude.
his figures on it in his collection. So
There
that's
you
also
go.
that's the fun afterthought as well that I actually have something in Jeremy's collection.
You should have put a little remote camera in there too, so that when he's got the new toys or whatever that they send to his house, you can let all of us know in Legion's chat, what he's playing with.
It is kind of funny. Is like we always joke around with David because like he knows things that he can't tell and everything like that. And that was like the one time that I actually got to know something. I got to see the box art before it was actually revealed.
Cool.
So I was like, "Oh, this is awesome." He's like, "Don't tell anybody." I was like, "I won't say anything." And so
That's cool.
yeah,
I
that was
love
my.
that Jeremy and the Horsemen. I love that they um reach out to people in the community. Like they're not hiring some dude from England or somewhere else to do this or to do that. Like they're reaching into their backyard or people that are fans.
Mhm.
Like look at Eric Miller, that he was a fan for forever and loved their stuff and wanted to paint for them. It was not a secret that he wanted to paint for them. And when they asked him, it just makes sense. You know what I mean? So same thing with David Williams. It's awesome
Right.
that they, his art is so unique. It's so cool that they would ask him. And I think it just makes their company better. You know what I mean? When you have all
Hmm.
these different talents and different people making these amazing things and it comes together, it just makes your product and whatever you're presenting even better, in
Right.
my
Always.
opinion.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be really cool to help work on a Legion's Con dio one day. Go and help them or something, or
Oh yeah.
that'd be great. But
I
they got their
mean,
people. They don't need me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they have their team and stuff, but
And they do amazing stuff every year. So
I mean, you have a certain set of specific skills, so you never know. You never know.
yeah, it'd be cool.
And I mean, you might already have the answer and you're just playing coy, you know?
Oh, I'm not that good. I'm not that good.
So Legion's Con, before we move on, um, I had a table in the hallway. That was my first experience with it. Jeremy sent out an email um, recently about, he didn't say the specific numbers, but definitely was saying that this was a huge success and a lot of new people. And I definitely felt that there was a lot of new faces
Oh
and
yeah.
new fans to it. Like, did you feel that too? And what were your impressions of this year at Legion's Con?
Every it's kind of funny, like everybody talks about how big the cabal's getting, but like in between Legion's cons, like every time as that grows, you just can only expect our that big event to get bigger every year.
Mm-hmm.
People, especially people, once they start seeing videos of what happened or what they missed out on, it or things like that, it makes people want to come to it. And it was a lot of it's always fun to see people that are new to it coming through the aisles and just drinking everything in, or if like they know who you are and like they don't realize it's you when they're talking to you, and then I've said this story before where it's like I think it was LegionCon 23. It was like me, Dylan, Ed, Psycho Ed, and somebody
Mm-hmm.
else. I can't remember who was off the top of my head. We're standing there just awkwardly. Oh yeah, I'm Brian. I'm Ed. I'm Dylan. Okay, cool. Well, I'm Carver Customs. Oh, okay. I'm Psycho Ed. Okay, I remember you from the chats.
Right.
I'm Legend
Yeah.
Spectre. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's that moment where it's like you match names with the tags that you
Right.
see in the chats or your Instagrams or things like that, or you see people that you know from the Facebook page, or it's that moment, and it's a lot of fun for that reason too. Is just seeing people when they come by your table and they realize, hey, oh, I've seen these. Oh, you're that guy, or something like that. It's always cool,
Yeah,
and
I
it's
agree.
every year it's the same way. It's never At first, I was like, "Well, it's gonna be the same a bunch of people every year." No, they're just gonna be like, seeing it. But then it's like every year it gets bigger and bigger, so it's never gonna stop being the same way every year. It's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. I agree. And I love seeing new people. And I think there'll always be like, like the people that everyone kind of knows each other.
Hmm.
Like we all, even if I don't know, Thomas Belay like intimately, I don't know everything about him. I don't know his shoe size, but I feel like we all kind of know each other. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah,
And I love that. If I saw you on the street, hey, there's Bryan over there. You know what I mean? It's like we
yeah,
know each other, and I love that smallness about the community. But there's always like I have a new buddy Jay Waters, and this guy he's everywhere. This guy was like super popular at him and his wife at Legion's Con. Everyone was like hanging out with him, and he was like the best and like there's room for everyone in this community and I love that, but like there's
yeah,
always like we all know each other, and that's like kind of a comforting fun thing. um
yeah. Well, let's be honest. Jay was popular because of his wife. That's how it goes. Stacy's more popular than me.
that
She's more
Yeah, I
popular than him.
mean,
Darla, Curtis. It's how it works. So Jay, if
yeah,
you're listening, we have a support group. Reach
right.
out.
Right,
That's the reason why you don't bring your wife around, because she'll
absolutely.
be instantly more popular.
Yeah, I mean, I'm boring as hell, so yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, she
Ab-
wears shoes that don't show her toes. It's awesome.
yeah.
Bring her
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh man, but yeah, it was fun. It was crazy. Legion's Con was like really busy. Curtis had asked me like, and I've had a few people ask me like, well, what did you think having a table? And I'm like, it's good, and it's I'm not gonna say not good, but it's just different.
right.
Like I felt like I missed a lot. I felt like I didn't get a lot of the one-on-one experiences. I didn't get a lot of lobby time, I didn't get to see a lot of different things because of the table. Like, is that
Yeah.
something that you kind of are used to?
Well, honestly, I've never seen it from the other side.
Yeah.
Like even at 22, I was still at Leland's table, and I had a little spot there.
Mhm.
So I mean, I try to walk around. Like me and Stacy will take turns. Like Stacy went around a lot more than I did this year because I was trying to focus on what I needed to do. So I didn't do a lot of spending like I wanted to.
Hmm.
So I walked around a little bit, went and seen how Joe and them were doing, stopped by your table, see how you were doing, and stuff like that. I hit up my friends and make sure they're doing good and everything
Hmm.
like that. And I didn't really take the time to walk around. I handed out some Karvar Kon flyers to different
Hmm.
vendors, being like, "Hey, would love to have you."
That's a good idea. That was a really good idea.
Yeah, we'll get to that one. Well, I don't want to. We'll get to the reasoning there, but like, yeah, it's I didn't really go like even doing going through the store. I didn't want to do a lot there. We did more than I wanted to, but I was trying to be responsible this year, so I didn't try to walk around as much. But Stacy, she needed to stock up on stuff for the mod squad that she's in,
Hmm.
so she grabbed a bunch of 3D printed parts and to have it for this year to mess with. And I don't know, I just sometimes I wish I could just walk around, but a lot of times I'm like, I'm happy that I don't do it because I don't know. I kind of love having a table. I love the interactions with people. I love talking to
Yes.
people about what I do and what I make and everything. And
Hmm.
it's it's kind of funny. Like we're talking, me and David and some of the other guys is like it's kind of funny because like Legion's Con weekend, the creators are kind of fucking rock stars for that weekend. You know what I mean? It's like people are genuinely like excited to see what you brought, excited to
Right.
meet you, talk to you about what you do, and it's amazing because like every other part of the time of the year, it's just like, oh, there's that guy. He's I'm nobody. But like at Legion's Con, I'm like, hey,
Yes.
that's the guy. He makes these,
Yeah. I
and
was
people are
thinking
genuinely
about that.
excited. You know,
Yeah, it's like, you see, Cornboy or Jeremy or Jim or something, and like, you see them, pumping gas or at the grocery store or something, and like a normal person would be like, oh, that's, they don't
right,
know who that is. But if we saw them, be like, holy crap, there's
right,
Cornboy over there, you know what I mean?
right,
But so like I get it totally. Like Legion's Con is kind of like the place where we all kind of know each other, but you also have people that are kind of, fans of what you guys create, and they're traveling all this way just to see or just to get a piece of what you
right.
guys are putting on the table. So that's awesome, and I could see how that would be, kind of compelling and addicting, wanting to have that showcase. I had a lot of fun just kind of meeting people that would come to the table.
Mhm.
I it was me and a couple other guys, and we just sold toys, and I had T-shirts and stickers and stuff like that. But people were coming to buy. Like I had
Oh yeah,
bins. Like we only had one table, but I had a bunch of bins of good toys, good figures, and people were just like rooting through them. Like they wanted stuff. They wanted to buy stuff. And so we did pretty good. We sold a lot of stuff. Rob Zamora had shipped some stuff to the hotel, and we sold all of his stuff too. So it
nice.
was good, but I definitely get a perspective of what it's like to be at the table and selling and communicating with people coming by and stuff, as opposed to being like a free spirit and going to different other
Right.
booths and hanging out in the lobby and not really having any kind of responsibility or anything. So it kind of, like, but it was lucrative, but it kind of took me away from, you know, hanging out in the lobby or spending time and having some one-on-one with people.
Right.
So I guess you just have to kind of weigh it which you would prefer. I don't
Yeah.
see how you not cannot spend money though. Like I can't see I don't know how you would do that. There's so
Right.
much cool stuff.
Yeah. I try my hardest to be responsible. I still spend a decent amount, but like, you know, I was trying my hardest.
But I
Stacy's
think
like, I'm leaving. Give me $100. What? It's like,
but I think you're kind of like goal oriented, or you have like a vision, and like you're ambitious when it comes to, you have a vision and you stick to it, I think,
yeah, I'm trying my best. Like, it's really hard when then like horsemen keep putting out really cool stuff because it's like, it's like I've if I didn't have like help from like sometimes Dave will help me out with some of the pre-orders if I'm not ready to like if I don't have the extra cash, he'll help me out
Mhm.
with it, and I'll get him back later. But like,
Yeah.
it's there's been a couple times like I missed out on graveyards just because of that. Like,
Mhm.
I had the money that I could have done something with, but then I was like, I can't. I got to do something else with it, more important right now.
Yeah.
So it's
But I think you have bigger things, you have
yeah.
bigger aspirations. Me, I'm just an idiot that wants to buy everything and doubles of everything. But
See, that's
but
not a bad thing. Just start at table 30 next time.
right, there you go. There you go. Good advice. Good advice. So Carver Con, let's get into that. So we're finally getting ready to be in the same year
Right.
that it's happening. We're like 1 month away from 2026, and it's happening, dude. It's happening.
Mhm. I'm excited. I'm more excited now, post Legions Con,
Mhm.
uh, because I knew going into it, it'd kind of be a talking point. Like I would have a lot of people bring it up, or I figured it'd be brought up here and there, kind of thing. And I was excited for that. And plus, like leading up to Legions Con, I kind of just chilled on it because I didn't want to bother the other creators because I knew that they're already working on Legions Con stuff.
Mhm.
That's the Super Bowl.
Yes.
You don't cheap out on the Super Bowl. So I kind of backed off a bit. I talked to some people, threw out the idea beforehand. And then at Legion's Con, I was like, okay, cool. So I have a feeling people are going to want to talk about it, and that'll be cool. I can't wait to talk to people. And it was like we were there, and we went downstairs, and no more half hour, it was already brought up. And then people would come over and sit down to me. So you're doing a con? You're doing this? It's like, yeah, yeah, awesome. Yeah, it'd be cool to have you, and stuff like that. So I was just, it was, I don't know. I was expecting to be something, and then once I got there, it was way more than I expected.
Mhm.
So it's really cool to have that opportunity to have like, I had a couple people like Paul Stewart, Future Past Customs. I reached out to him because he was like my neighbor last year at Legion's Con. I was like, dude, I'm doing this. I'd love to have you. He was like, I don't know. I don't know. You're gonna have to try and convince me at Legion's Con. Okay, cool. No problem. I went to start talking to him about it. I was like, I'm in. Like, wait, that was easy. Because like things started changing in his life, so now he's able to do it a lot easier. So
Right.
things like that. So I had a couple people that I reached out to ahead of time that like Eugene, Dr. Grimlock, walking in, just getting out of the car. I'm in for next year. Oh, okay,
Yes.
cool. Thanks, dude.
Hell yeah.
He's one of those people that I reached out to first thing because there's some people like some other creators in this community that are like amazing and not just what they do, but as people.
Yes.
And that's
100%.
what I want to surround myself with at this con. It's like, I just want our best kind of people to, be represented.
Well, I see like right here in the middle, there's someone named Schmerber there. So I think that might be your
Most people put it that way. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say that's your biggest draw right there is just this guy Schmerber, I think,
Okay.
who doesn't create anything, but puts his
Sure you do.
fat
You
head
create
in
you create
things.
this.
Yeah,
This is awesome, man.
yeah,
Like a group of
yeah.
us that were talking about this, like you have one of the best shows on our like in our community. Like these chances where we get to sit down and talk to you or get to know people. Like there's a lot of people that we don't even know until we come on your show and we're like, oh shit, okay, this guy's cool as hell. Can't wait to hang out with him.
Thanks,
That,
man.
yeah, your show is probably one of the most valuable shows that we have in our community
Thank
for
you,
that
man.
reason.
I like to celebrate people. I like you said, you would like to encircle yourself with good people. That's how I feel. Like I just feel like there's so many amazing people that I'm friends with in this community, and I want other people to know. Like, what's better than having your friend become, friends with one of your other friends?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's so rad when like they like each other. Like Dylan, who doesn't like Dylan? Like everyone loves Dylan.
Right.
Like he's like the greatest little dude. Like everyone loves that
Hmm.
guy. And I love that. I love when everyone is friends with everyone else. I don't know. It's just
It's
that's
awesome.
just yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome. But anyway, so Carver Con, like, can you start to feel like the momentum like gaining? Or is it just me? Like, am I the only one excited? Or is this like happening, dude? Like,
Well, I was kind of like on, like I said, going into Legion's Con, I was like, it's good. I told Stacy several times, like, it's going to be really interesting to see if it even gets brought up, what people think, you know. And I had people that I didn't know coming up to my table. I was like, Karvar Kon, I've heard of this. I think we're gonna try to go to this. I was like, thanks, man. This is awesome. I appreciate that, you know. You know, things like that, or it's like, you know, there was a lot of times where it's like I said, people heard from somebody else that heard from somebody else that, you know, word of mouth kind
mhm.
of thing. And I was like, you know, I was kind of like worried. It's like, am I gonna do this and it's only gonna be like 100 people and all the vendors are gonna be like, what the fuck, dude? Kind of thing.
It's just us at these
Right.
tables. Like, we need people to be here.
Right. It's like David said, even if nobody shows up, we're just gonna hang out in a big ass room all day and just have fun.
Hell
It
yeah.
doesn't matter. But like, yeah, I've had it was really cool. Like, and then I actually had a chance to like kind of like I said, that's when I was going around. I laid low on trying to reach out to people leading up to Legion's Con because I knew they were busy. So at this point, I was like, you know, I walked around with some of them. I was like, hey, here's this. Love to have you. Same crowd. A lot of the same people are going to be there. You know, maybe some less lines, but you know, it would love to have you if you want to come out. I love your work. I'm even
Mhm.
trying to reach out to people that, you know, like JLo Fidelity. He had stuff at Legion's Con, but he didn't have a table. This will be his first table, you
Yeah,
know, kind of thing. There's a few people like that that are going to have their chance to actually, you know, show what they can do. Like Jeremy
absolutely.
Ballinger. He's another one he was at the con, he was attending and stuff. He came by the table. I was like, hey, thank you so much for, you know, he's looking forward to it. And I just got another guy yesterday, action figure dude on Instagram. He's the one that did Jackie's thick girl orc customs.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah,
So
I like
he's
those.
yeah, they look really cool. He's on board now, so he'll be there. And this is his first thing, and he ironically only lives 45 minutes from me, and I had no idea. So it's really cool. You know, it's what I'm what the goal is just to bring all that creativity out, even people that might not be well known as, you know, your Curtises or your Jessies or
Mhm.
Davids or Erics. You know, I re I even mentioned it to Judas. He does amazing stuff.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I was just
Yeah,
looking at
he
his stuff yesterday, his paints
right.
and
He's come
stuff
a long
for
way since he started posting in the studio
right.
chat, and he does a lot of great stuff. And I've mentioned it to him. So I mean, hopefully you know, he might want to try and do that. That'd be really cool. I mean, I'm trying to hit a little bit of everything. I want our people like I got your derbies and your LeBrons and you know, like I told Eric LeBron, I was like, I want the forefathers of the customizing people.
Right, right.
You know, Eric Miller will be there, but he's not going to have a table. He's too busy right now to have a table in the
Mhm.
middle of the year. So you know, he could do it at Legion's Con. You know, all those people at the beginning, I want, you know, want them there, but I also want a lot of the people that nobody really, you know, I don't want to say knows, but aren't familiar with as much as like you
Right.
know,
No,
that's
I
the
think
goal.
it's great. It's great that they get an opportunity, that they get a table
Hmm.
and put whatever you want on there, you know, like
Right.
this is your chance to really, you know, show what you can make. And I love that you're cultivating this, you know, group or atmosphere, like you're putting together a band of like, you know, just a myriad of different talents just coming together. You know, it's not, you're not trying to like sell toys. You're not trying to like, you know, capitalize or merchandise things. It's like you're trying to do something different and more unique, in that it's all about creativity. And
Right.
that's what gets me, you know, that's what gets me stoked, is
Yeah.
that it's a meeting of creativity, you know.
It's kind of funny. It's like at one point in time out in the lobby, I was sitting there with then David and Stacy, and then Nate Barch sat down with us, and we were talking, and we started talking about the con, and I I was telling him about one of my ideas is to have like artwork from, photographers, people that draw, stuff like that. I want to have that posted up throughout the con. That's the goal. And he was really into that idea and stuff. And I was like, yeah, don't worry, I'm not gonna try and bother you guys. I know you're busy. He's like, maybe I want you to bother me. I was like, oh, okay. That's cool. Hell yeah. If you're up for it and you're
Hell
able, I
yeah.
would love to have something from you in that. That'd be amazing. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like I don't want to bother Dave because I know he's busy with stuff right now. And you know,
Right.
so it's like it's really cool to I don't know. I've said it before and I always say this. I'm very, very fortunate to have made the friends and the connections I have in this community to the point where people sight unseen, no idea what the hell is this gonna be, and turning out to be they were on board from the beginning.
Mhm.
And it's crazy to see the reaction that it keeps getting. I
Yeah.
didn't expect any of this, so it's awesome.
Your name's got weight, man.
Ah,
But I mean, we all I feel like we all know you, and it was an easy sell. And it's nice that, Ohio is kind of, you know,
okay.
centrally, yeah, it's
It's
okay,
kind of
but
okay.
it's somewhere where people can kind of converge, and it's not
Right,
too far for everyone that really wants to go. You know what I
right,
mean? Like, I'm in Michigan and it's a few hours. But a lot of people are in Ohio, but there's states around, that are not too far from Ohio. So it's nice.
right.
It's a nice area that, people
And
can
it's
converge on.
and it's funny, it's like, talking to Stacy about this ahead of time, I was like, "But I don't know if people would come to it." She's like, "Well, the Arnold is in Columbus. The Arnold Sports Classic is in Columbus every year, and people come from around the world to go to there. PowerCon was the same way. People came from all over to go to there. Columbus, Ohio has a lot of events in it that people come from everywhere to go to.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I don't know. I think Ohio is one of those states where it's like kind of like you were saying, that central thing. It's like where people don't mind like coming to for like these kind of events.
Right.
And honestly, I didn't expect people to want to fly in from someplace. And Blake was one of the first people. I'm coming. He's in Portland.
Mhm.
David and them's coming from Arizona, and we got people from California and Florida, and it's crazy.
That's got to be awesome though for you. Like, that's got to be like, you threw out the call and people answered.
Oh
You
yeah,
know what I mean?
it's
I
it's
think I
very
think
humbling.
that's awesome. That's got to be like, that's got to feel good to you that, like, hey, I'm throwing this idea out, and I would love this. you know, is anyone interested? And people are like, hell yeah, you know what I mean? I think that
Hmm.
that's cool. And that's kind of why, like, I don't have a lot of subscribers. I have a lot of friends, but like, if I can ever bring attention to something this awesome, then that's the least I can do, is to try and, that's why I'm bugging you every few months. Like, hey man, let's do this again, because I want people to be there. I want this to be a huge success.
I
I
appreciate it.
want I want to have a good time, and to chill in this lobby, man. I want to hang out in the lobby. No, that's the cafeteria. Where's the lobby at? There it is.
There's a lobby.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, this hotel's really weird shaped. So it's like there's the main lobby,
Hmm.
but then there's like on the way to where the actual con is, there's like where there's a pool, there's like a little hangout spot there. There's like little hangout spots throughout, and there's also like an outdoor gazebo area.
Hell yeah. I'm down for it. And the weather should be decent. It might be a little bit warm,
Yeah.
but it's a nice mid-year. So you posted, let's get to this before it gets too late. Most frequently asked questions. So let's dig into these a little bit. You said there's not a lot of info, but you did share what info you had so far. So
Right.
question number
And
one was, when will hotel rooms be available? So I'll let you speak on that.
so pretty much the whole idea with the hotel rooms is like I have a link for them. The lady just gave me the link. I haven't really pushed for it yet, but um I wanted to wait till after Legion's Con, and I definitely want to wait till after holidays because I don't want to interfere with anybody's holiday
Mhm.
budgets, and because like that's a big deal to me personally. Is like I want to make sure my kids have a good holiday, stuff like that. So that's priority one for me. So I just want to make sure everybody has a chance to have a good holiday before they even stress coming to Ohio for something like this. So as soon as the beginning of the year kicks in, I'm gonna start trying to work on getting that put out. Get out the hotels, and so people can start booking it. That way I can get a better idea and work with the hotels. Like, hey, I might need a few more here, I might need a few more there, um, kind of thing. Because I'm really gonna play it safe with the hotel rooms.
Hmm.
Because I think I've heard if you have a hotel room block and people don't get them, you still have to pay for those rooms, and I don't want to do that.
No, no, you don't want that.
But at the
So,
same time, it's Newark, Ohio, and I'm going to be honest. If you don't get in on a hotel room block and you still get a hotel room there, it's still going to be less money than a hotel room at at Legion's Con with the block
mhm.
because it's just a different area. It's not a dig at any other hotels. It's just what I mean.
Right, right, right. So, do you have pressure? Like, do you feel like, man, I should post this link pretty soon so that at
Um,
least you get a feel for like what kind of rooms are,
right.
if it's going to be starting to fill up or.
Yeah. Like I said, that's the reason why that's the number one question because that like in Legion's chat at Legion's Con. Generally, that's one of the main questions I get is, people, especially coming from out of town. Blake's asked me like two or three times, things like that. So it's something that's important to me. I want to get out there soon, but at the same time, I don't want to bother people's holiday.
Mhm.
Like a lot of what I'm doing with my con is like I'm also focusing on little things like that because it's important to me. So I want to make sure I don't interfere with other people as well.
Mhm. That's
So it's
thoughtful, man. That's thoughtful.
I'm trying to do this in like it's funny. Like when I was originally looking for a space a while ago and I looked in Columbus, I could have went downtown. I could have found like a hotel that was is crowded by a bunch of stuff that didn't have a lot of things around it, but I went on the outskirts to one that had like fast food restaurants, walking distance. So that way you didn't have to, you could have a hotel restaurant or you can go over to Wendy's or go to Taco Bell, something a little cheaper, come back and just chill with
Mhm.
people and hang, stuff like that. I wanted to make sure that people could you know, do it affordably, but also do it, you know, like they normally do.
Right.
Come have fun, spend a bunch of money, but not have to break your bank on food or something like that.
It's a factor, yeah, for sure. Like Legion's Con, and like you said, not digging on the hotel at all because you want that hotel
Yeah,
experience. But
yeah,
I'll bring some like bread and lunch meat and cheese for
right,
my room, and I'll go up. Like I went up and made a sandwich, just to save a few bucks,
right.
on cost. So that thoughtfulness is definitely appreciated. When will tickets be available?
That too will be at the beginning of the year. I'm looking into using the Eventbrite like Jeremy uses for that for Legion's Con. I need to learn a couple other things about it before I try and start posting it. But as soon as I get it figured out, that's one of my main priorities is trying over the holidays. I'm going to be really looking into that and figuring out how to make that work the way I want it to work and
Hmm.
what I need to do to make it work.
Yeah. Do you have
It's
an idea on the cost for people that are just going?
I'm
Um,
thinking that if you buy it ahead of time online, it'll be 15 and at door will be 20.
mhm.
That's the plan.
Definitely reasonable for sure.
And that's one thing I'm trying to do with this con. I want like with the food thing. I'm a cheap bastard. I'll admit that. So if I
Nothing.
can
There's
do
nothing wrong with that.
right, so I want the vendors to show up. Tables are $125. That's pretty good price. You're going
Hmm.
to be able to recoup your table cost in no time. The hotel is not going to be super expensive. So I want people to be able to show up, set up, make some money, and get their because everybody wants to pay for their trip. I want that to happen. I want people to be able to make money as well. I want people to
Right.
have fun. I don't want people to show up and stress about, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to pay for my trip. Oh man, I shouldn't have done this. I don't want anybody to ever have that feeling here. I want everybody to come and thrive.
Hmm.
I want people to be able to afford to come here. I want it to be easy for everybody no matter what
Yeah. You
what
want
it is.
fun. You want people to be relaxed and have fun, and people to buy stuff, but also have a good atmosphere and have
Right.
people, enjoy themselves and want to come back. Is that
Right.
something that you broached to the hotel management? Like, hey, this could be a recurring thing
I
every year. Like,
It's kind of funny. The first time I talked to the lady, I was like, "Hey, I want to do this. It's for this line and stuff and the other." And at first she's like, "Oh, okay, cool, yeah, all right, neat, yeah." And then the next time I talked to her, she sent me an email said Cosmic Legions Convention. I'm like, I just said Four Horsemen, the figure company. She went and did all this research and stuff, so she's starting to try and figure it all out
mhm,
as well. And I told her, I was like, when we do these things, like a lot of us just hang out in the lobby till like 2 or 3 in the morning and just talk, laugh. And some people drink, but nobody ever has any issues. It's nothing
right,
like that. We're a giant family and highly respectful. So, I mean, like if everything goes off without a hitch and if you guys would love us, like, we could probably do good for your hotel every year if you want to keep having us back.
right,
I
right,
would love to like, dude, the room is amazing. I can't wait for everybody just to walk into the room, and I can't wait to see it with all of our community stuff in it. It's gonna be great.
yeah. I'm stoked, dude. I can't wait to see. This is it right here. Is this a
Oh
different?
yeah, that's it.
That's beautiful, dude. Just the lighting, how bright it is in there,
Right. I already
the
figured out where the
ceilings.
horseman table's gonna be at. I just got to figure out where everybody else's tables are gonna be. But I think I'm starting to get things figured out there as well.
Awesome.
And the funny thing is, I went into this with like, I don't know how many tables I could fit in there.
Hmm.
And I was like, my goal is 60. I was like, let's just do 60. And then, if that works, cool. And I sent the lady an email one time. I was like, hey, do you have any, mock-up floor plans for an event like this with 10 by 10 booth size? And she's like, sure, let me just find some. And she sent me one, and I was like, had 107 table spaces in it. Like, oh, okay. So potentially I could have 107 tables if I wanted to.
Hmm.
But like, so since Legion's Con, my goal is 75 now. Like that's where I want to be because like that'll be like the same as like Legion's Con 22. So I want to try
Hmm.
and get there. That's what I'm hoping for. And right now I'm close to 50.
That's awesome, dude.
And that's like not include like, and there's still a bunch of people I talked to at Legion's Con that were like interested in it. Like I talked to the big bad workshop guys. I was like, hey, love to have you. You want to come out? Brutal Realm sounds like they might be there. Um, I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. But they said it makes more sense to go there than
Mhm.
like someplace like San Diego,
Right.
which I guess is
More
a week after it.
more reasonable and
Right.
definitely cheaper, I think.
Yeah.
And still make an impact for sure.
But I have talked. I asked the lady in the hotel. I was like, "So are these dates available for 2027?" And she's like, "Yes, but there's another party there on the other end. There's another ballroom kind of thing. It's an actual like hotel ballroom." So I'm like, I don't know if I want to try for that date or not because like if this goes well, that might like, you know, they might need more room,
Right.
because it's not like a huge ass Hilton, but at the same time, or a Marriott, but at the same time, it's got some space to it. But
Yeah. I think this year, this first year will be, kind of a test to see, you know, and the hotel will also see like, hey, this is for real. Like this is a real thing. But I think, it's gonna take you a while to figure out how to do it right and learn from the
mhm,
first time. But I don't know. I have a good feeling. I think we all have a good feeling that this is gonna be like the show after, you know,
um,
after Legion's Con or after Muskie Con,
right.
and a great summer, con to go to.
I mean, I mean, I don't want to like make it sound like it's bigger than what it is and it hasn't even happened, but like at the same time, outside of Legion's Con, this is the only other con so far that you will be able to go and see all these creators and be able to buy from them
Right,
all in one place again. There's tons of shows on the East Coast, and now the South is starting to do more. And there's always like a handful of us at each one. There's never like we never have that opportunity to all come together except for Legion's Con every year.
right. And
So I mean,
I said this last time we talked, but I think it's great that it's in July. It's not
mhm,
too soon after Legion's Con. it gives us time to recoup.
Right.
It's summer, kids are off and stuff, so it's easy for people to travel and stuff. But yeah, I think it's a good time of year. I think you picked a good time.
Yeah, I wanted to do it like what the hard part about July is the first weekend is generally fourth. So it's like you can't do it that weekend. I was aiming for like the last weekend of June or the weekend after the 4th of July. So we'll see how it plays out and go from there.
Yeah,
And I
and
don't know, like talking to a couple of vendors, they're like, well, I don't know because it's only a 1 day show. I don't know if it's worth the trip or whatever to do all that just for 1 day. I'm like, yeah, I get that. So I'm gonna explore the idea for doing 2 days the second
mhm.
year. See how that goes. I mean,
Yeah,
I've already
definitely.
figured it up. Like it's doable. I mean, table prices would only go up a little bit, but not crazy. Like I said,
Mhm.
I want people to show up to the show, set up their stuff, have fun, make money, and not stress. I want my friends to thrive.
Yeah, and I think once everyone sees how well it goes the first year, they're gonna want to definitely be there the second year and have more people coming. More people are gonna
Right,
be, oh, I missed it last year, or I just went, to check it out last year, and now I want a table this year. So I think
right.
it's gonna propel itself definitely. Your next question was, which is the closest airport to the con?
That one is in Columbus, Ohio, the John Glenn International Airport, or whatever they call it. It never used to be called that. I'm not sure when they gave it that name. So it's like I had to check it several times when people asked me. I was like, wait, I had to figure out what the name was now, but it's the John Glenn Columbus International or something like that. It's 30 minutes east of uh, the venue is 30 minutes east of like the airport, pretty much. So I mean, it's not too bad to jump on an
Mhm,
Uber and just get over there. It's a nice airport too. It's pretty easy to
mhm.
get through.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure better than Newark or
Uh,
any of those bigger.
it's funny. It's like you hear 30 minutes east, but at the same time, it's 30 minutes, but it's not like New Jersey 30 minutes, where it's like it's 30 minutes in New Jersey is 5 minutes away, really,
Right.
because you gotta go through all the whoop de doos and crap, and there's none of
Yeah,
that
it's like
here.
you check it. It's like, oh, it's only 5 miles. Yeah, but it's taking me an hour to get there.
Right.
You
It's
know.
nothing like that. It's seriously, it's like highway to highway, and you're gone. You're good. It's straight stretch all the way. And the place where we're going is right off the highway too, so it's just like you're there. It's nice.
Nice. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. Are there still vendor spaces available?
Yes, we still have we still have space. Like I said, we're about. I think we're at around 50. It's close to 50 right now. Table prices are 125. I prefer you to be Legions focused.
Hmm.
I've had people that aren't as Legions focused reach out, and I told them, let me see. I want to try and get as many of our creators first. And if we have space available, I'll love to reach back out to you. And some of them are cool, and some of them are, whatever about it. But that's the theme I'm trying to do. I want this, like I said, I want this to be like the sister show to the big show kind of thing.
Right. You're cultivating. You're trying to build the
Yeah.
best possible experience and show that
Hmm.
you can. So definitely. So do you feel like, now that it's, at around 50, like, are you being a little bit more picky with, who you are
Um,
having?
I mean, there's not really picky. Like, there's some people in our community that have tables at Legion's Con that I'd rather not have involved in my con.
Hmm.
Um, just for whatever reason, whether they're stirring shit someplace on the cabal
Right.
or, people like that. Then I'd rather have our positive people there to put our community's best foot forward.
I agree.
I mean, there we have a fair amount of people that don't really interact with our community all year long. But when it comes time for Legion's Con, they all of a sudden pop up and act like they're a part of the community because they want to make money off of people.
Hmm.
And that's not
Yeah.
what I'm here for.
Yeah.
I want our best people forward.
Yeah.
And those are the best people to have in our con. So
I agree. I agree. Well said. You already answered this kind of, but Is there any place to eat nearby?
Because that's the cool thing about this is like right outside. If you go out the front door of the hotel, actually in walking distance, there's a convenience store, and on the other side of that, there's an Arby's. I think there might be something else there too now. I don't even know, but like I know there's an Arby's right there. And then if you wanted to, you can hop in your car. Like I said, there's no whoop-de-doos like at like Legion's
I
Con where
hate that. That's so
like
confusing.
but you can go right up over the overpass. There's a Wendy's.
Mm,
If you want to, you can go down the road like to like a couple exits down, and there's like a McDonald's, Texas Roadhouse, City Barbecue. Or if you want to, there's like it's Newark, and you can go down into Newark, Ohio, and there's like everything else you'd ever want.
right. But
So
there's
I mean,
also a restaurant in
yeah,
the
yeah,
lobby too, right? In
yeah.
the
I have
hotel.
no chain of reference of how it is or anything about it. So fingers crossed it's decent, but if not, there's options. You know.
I'm sure it'll be good. I'm sure it'll be
Yeah.
good. So this next one, I don't know anything about this. I just saw your what is the community project and when will details for it be available? And I don't think I know anything about that. Like I
I'm
haven't
excited for
asked
this.
you or
This is what
what can you say about it?
um I will say that this is a way, it's kind of like the Thousand Swigs thing, but this is going to be completely random. You don't know what you're going to make. Nobody knows what they're going to be making. So even once you get the details, you won't know what you're making yet. So the whole idea is you're going to be able to take part in this, bring your project with you, and there's going to be a community table, which I'm going to talk to Terrence about running, seeing how they already got their system down for the
Hmm.
Swigs, how to get them and get them back to the right people. So you're going to be able to take part in this. You're going to make your figure. You could paint it, customize it, and swap it, do whatever you want to it. But bring it along with you, and you're going to display it at the con. So everybody that's an attendee has something there as well. And it's the further push the creativity in our community.
Right.
Even if you, like I said, even if you don't really do anything, swap some parts around, bring
Yeah.
it. There you go. It doesn't have to be like you don't have to make a giant painted figure of
Right.
everything perfectly done. Do what you can do and have fun doing it. That's all that matters.
Right.
And then
I
bring
think
it and share.
the interaction I think is what's fun, you know?
Oh yeah.
Like what did you bring? What did you bring? You know, and just like that community fun that, showing off your creativity, I think is the fun part for sure.
And that's I just want to. It's another way to encourage everybody to try something new, even if you're not like a customizer or something. That's a way to try and maybe I can try this. See what I can do. You might even surprise yourself.
You might surprise yourself, right?
Bring it along. Some fun. Put it on the table, community table. It'd be fun to see how many we end up with. I'm not going
Yeah.
for any certain numbers. I don't have any stories to match up to.
No,
So,
sure. Just have fun.
right,
Yeah,
that's all
just
that
have
matters.
fun.
But I will say, if you got one of the Karvar Kon flyers, there is a little Easter egg of what it might be on the back of there, thanks to Dub Dub.
Mm, all right. Thanks, Dub Dub. What is the goal of Carver Con?
And that's pretty much, we've touched on that already. Just the
Yeah, I think we did.
creativity.
Yeah, yeah.
I
And
want our best creators to shine.
I think that's the most unique thing about this whole, con is just you focusing on the creators and not, like I said before. I mean, yes, we all love the toys, we love the figures. We would love to see, Monster Force there or Sparrow or whoever. That would be great. I would love to be able to buy figures while I'm there, but I love
Mhm.
that, you're focusing on the vendors and the creativity. I love that aspect.
And the Horsemen are really awesome because they give everybody a chance to shine with their
Mhm.
products. And I just want people to be able to shine more than once a year. That's the thing. It's like, I mean, I know people show stuff and they could go to other shows, but I wanted them to have another big show experience where they can come and just have a good weekend and be proud of what they have and, just get the reactions. And plus, it's a whole nother area. Like, there's not a lot of stuff going on in the Midwest. Mesquite Con in March, but after that,
Mhm.
there ain't shit in this area.
No,
you know,
no. Ever
even
since PowerCon left, there's been a hole. Like there's
right.
nothing
And even
nothing
if it
going
does
on.
come back, who knows if it'll stay at this point? We don't know how it's going to go anymore.
Yeah.
It's just that's the thing is like I will. do this as long as I can physically can do it, and even if I can't, I will try to make sure that it still happens afterwards.
Mhm.
It's something that I'm passionate about. I want to do as much as I can to make this community more fun, to give it more fun things to do in the year. I want to do as
Right.
much as I can.
Yeah. And I love that. I love that you're giving a showcase to other people to show their creativity and just to have another meetup for all of our friends,
Yeah,
like Legion's Con. In between Legion's Cons, it'll be nice to have a mini one, and maybe it won't be mini after a while. Maybe the next year it'll be just as big. I would love that.
yeah. It's kind of cool. I talked to Jeremy. Like, Jeremy was the first person I talked to about everything, and he confirmed that the Horsemen will be there in some presence. It's not confirmed what kind of presence, but I mean, my goal is to keep doing what I'm doing, and hopefully I make it a presence that they can't help but to be at more.
That's right.
Cornball came by the table, and I was like, "Hey, look, I'm doing this. It's another Legion show. It's gonna be a lot like this. If you want, I would love to have you out for it." I even said it to Eric Treadaway. It's like, I know you guys don't have to come, but if you would like to, it's all for you guys anyway. So
Right.
it's all you guys and the creators. So it's all that
And
matters.
I think that the more they see us excited and the more noise that we can make, and the more they see, hey, David's going to be there. Hey, Eric's going to be there. Hey, LeBron is flying out. Like they see these people converging. Um, they can't help but not notice that. You know what I mean?
Right.
If there was nobody there, then like why would we go? But they're seeing that a lot of the folks that are coming to Legion's Con every year are making their plans to go to Carver Con, and that means something. That's got weight. So
I hope
I don't
so.
know.
That'd be awesome. I
Hell
would love
yeah,
it if they wanted to show up, bring a statue, make it a full-on show, and if they wanted to do that, and maybe the next year I would try and get some extra room so that way they could do something else there if they wanted to. If they wanted to have a stream or something for some reason, they could. I would find a way
Mhm.
to make it work.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for this one, and I'm excited for the ones to come, dude. I'm happy for you. I'm proud of
Thank you.
you. Anything I can do to bring recognition to this con,
I appreciate it,
that
buddy.
that's what I'm about. So, I thank you so much for your time, man, and I thank people for watching. Is there anything else that you wanted to throw out before we call it a night?
I'll just say that this con is 100% built by the community. Um, I'm not rich by any means. I don't have a bunch of money where I can just pull a con off like this. 100% of where I am is because of you guys. So if this is something you want to support, if you see me post stuff, grab it because it's all going into that. There will be more CarverCon shirts coming up online closer to the date. So if you want one, that'll be your chance to get it and pick it up at the con. I don't know. Just thank you for getting us this far.
Yeah,
This
I'm
is
excited, dude. It's going to be a great show.
I am too, man. I'm like 75% excited and 25% scared shitless. So I mean, we're winning. I'm on the positive.
That just means you're smart. If you're a dummy, you would go full speed into, but I
Yeah.
I have a great feeling, man. I said this before. I think it's going to be a great show. You've got so many people that are behind you and that are for this completely. There's no way it's going to fail. It's going to be awesome, dude.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
me too, man. So July 11th, 2026. Mark
Newark,
that on your
Ohio.
calendar. Tell your partner, hey, it's happening. Ask for the day off, the time off for it. For tables, for information, reach
Hit
out
me
to
up.
Bryan. Yeah,
Hit me up
hit it.
on CarverCon on Instagram or
Mhm.
yeah, Instagram. I reacted a lot quicker. I have Facebook too. You can hit that one up as well.
Yep.
Also,
Yep.
Sunday, if everybody wants to hang out Sunday, we're talking. Some of us are talking about maybe going down to the Mothman Museum in West Virginia. It's a couple hours
Ooh.
away. Going down there, I think it'd be really cool to get a Ghoul Lake. group pic in front of the statue. That'd be awesome.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I love that. I was there last year and I loved it. It was amazing. Yeah, for sure. All right, my friend. Well, thank you so much for your time, man. And I will see you in Legion's chat.
Yeah, in about 5 minutes.
Have a good one.
Thanks,
Thank you,
buddy.
guys.
Bye.
Appreciate it. Remember, friends, to always have fun, be curious, share, and enjoy what this line has to offer. Come for the toys, but stay for the friends. Good night, and thank you very much.